works. Andrew, it's so nice to see you. It's been a while. I think the last time I saw you was very briefly at Mufso.
Very briefly at Mufso, exactly.
So now we're on a different planet than we were then, and facing all of these insane realities. And so I wanted to catch up with you and see what you're working on these days.
Excellent. I know it doesn't feel like it was for years ago that we actually had an event where people were close together.
Yes, it's crazy. And so what's going on at your restaurants? I understand you're still selling seafood, right, at Slapfish?
Yeah, so we're open right now for takeout, delivery. All of our locations are open except for our Albuquerque locations, and we're trying to. I am so sorry. 1 second. Wait, can you leave, please? Sorry about that.
All right.
So we're open at all locations. What's that?
That's the fun of sheltering in place.
I know. The only market that's not open is New Mexico. It's market by market. Sales are strong in some markets, actually. Sales are actually up in some markets. We haven't had much year-on-year data in some of those markets, but then we're really down in other markets. So it's all over the place.
So what markets are doing well and which ones not so much?
So Southern California is pretty strong right now. Indiana is our strongest market. Hilton Head's doing really well. Florida, not so much. Maryland, Virginia, DC area is down significantly. And Utah is actually doing pretty well.
And Albuquerque, you just closed. Why was that?
The owners just didn't, they wanted to, it's a franchise location, so they kind of wanted to weather through and see how the loan program worked out. That
makes sense.
Yep.
So, but sales are actually up in some areas. Why
yeah.
It is?
Yeah. So, I mean, Indiana is crushing it right now on just takeout and delivery alone. He's up significantly from leading into the COVID crisis. So it's been interesting.
Any idea why that is?
He's built, that's a unique location. It is part of it's a seafood counter that is expanded into a Slapfish within a grocery store. It's a neighborhood grocery store. The fathers owned it for years, and they retrofitted this Slapfish into it. So because it's in a local neighborhood community, it's kind of become the place to go to. It's consistent. The owners are running it themselves. They've got a really great relationship within the community. So we're seeing the franchisees that have really stitched themselves into the communities are doing very well.
It also helps that they're in the supermarket.
Yeah. But that part of it's closed. That's what's interesting.
Oh, really? The supermarket's closed, or his counter in the supermarket is closed?
Yep. And they're actually dropping the food on the hood of the cars, so they're not even entering the market itself.
So that's the contactless delivery style?
Yeah.
They're just dropping it on the hood of the car?
Yep.
That's a good approach. And how about in your heartland in Southern California?
So our store, we've kept all of our stores open except the one franchise store in this market he did close, but he's in an outlet mall, so the traffic for all the retail in the outlet mall is down. So he shut down until we start to see more kind of signs of things reopening. But our stores, our corporate stores, we're really strong right now, but we're also we're engaging with the community a lot. We're feeding a lot of first responders, EMTs, police, firefighters. We've partnered up with actually a local kind of bartender / tattoo artist, and we're doing micheladas to go in as like kind of a mashup on the weekends. We're doing a breakfast menu on the weekends. So we've really amped things up here locally. But, sales are only down probably 15-20% year on year.
Well, and any other time that would be horrible. But
I know.
Now that's pretty good.
Anything 50 and below, and I'm happy.
Absolutely. So what have you, apart from not letting people eat in your restaurants, are there different precautionary procedures or other procedures that you've taken to try to keep everybody safe?
Yeah, so we've got obviously, hand sanitizer stations peppered throughout the entryway and the order area. We've obviously closed off the dining rooms. All the employees are utilizing face masks, gloves. We've got somebody basically opening the door for guests too. So we're trying to remove as many touch points as possible. We're taking employee temperatures. We've created a work environment too now where our labor model is such that the team members really aren't even interacting too much with each other. So we've got one person in the kitchen, and they're able to execute line service. We've got somebody coming in to prep, so they're not overlapping shifts, and then the front of the house remains pretty much in the front of the house.
Well, that's smart. And I like the idea of holding open the door for people, because nobody wants to touch your door and you don't want them touching it. So
I know.
That's great. What are you doing with your own time, Andrew? Or do you not have any?
Well, I mean, we are at home with 3 kids, so that definitely makes things a little bit more difficult. And my wife, Lauren, also works in the business. So we're kind of trading on and off between who goes to the restaurants, just to be there to make sure that all questions are being answered, to make sure that there's presence. And if guests are, we can position ourselves in the dining room so that we are there to oversee all the transactions, but from a distance. So we're still able to have a presence in the restaurant, and that lends a level of comfort to the guests as well. So now what we're trying to do is a lot more development, right? So working through now, offering family meals. We're doing lobster roll kits. We're doing kind of a Slapfish mini market. So a lot of that is also now training the team members on how we're rolling those things out, and we're going to augment our menu with a more kind of family style ordering platform within our existing menu.
Gotcha. Yeah, a bunch of restaurants are doing that. They're like, here's your dinner for 4.
Yeah, exactly.
And you said you also have a market, so you're selling groceries that are basically things you have anyway, like fish fillets.
Yeah. Milk, eggs, you name it, toilet paper, flour, produce, all of those are available. And heck, gloves, we're giving away face masks.
That's great.
We're just trying to kind of be available for everything that most people can't find.
So a lot of that stuff is stuff that you were going to be taking in anyway, like fish and produce.
Yep.
And and gloves actually, but now, and you're using face masks in the restaurant and giving them to your customers. It makes sense.
Yeah, because I've actually had a lot of customers who aren't able to get their hands on face masks. So they come in, and we know all of our guests. So I just went and ordered an extra 100 of the washable antimicrobial face masks. There's an apparel company here in Huntington Beach that just stopped production on everything except face masks. So they're just mass producing these, antimicrobial reusable face masks.
What's that company called, in case people want to order from them, or is it a secret?
It is, I've got to get the exact name of it because I've just been pressing on the ordering link. I'll get that over to you. Okay,
and then in my introduction to this video, I'll put it in there.
Okay, cool.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Andrew. I'll let you get back to running a business and raising a family.
Thank you. Thank you for taking the time to chat.
Thank you, and stay healthy and be well.
Okay, thank you. You too. Appreciate it.